Alright, hello and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Feed the Beast with me, the average gamer guy. This time it's sorting system time. So what we've got here are barrels with some pneumatic tubes and some slabs, or covers, covers. Because barrels only can validly input from the top. The top is input, the bottom is output. Now, does that mean, I'll just do it. If I take that away, you'll notice it does in fact connect to that, and it will in fact put items in there. So you may be saying, well, clearly you're wrong then, it inputs from both sides, but it doesn't input them very well. It will, oftentimes the pneumatic tubes will not recognize that as an inventory, so it will pass that by and try and stick it in an empty barrel. It also has trouble putting anything more than one stack if you're importing it from the bottom. So it just causes a lot of problems if you don't use the top. So covers on the bottom to stop these connecting. Covers in the middle to stop these pneumatic tubes connecting that way. So that I'm going to have an ender chest here. You know, now that I'm looking at this, I'm going to need... So I might have to have like an ender chest out here. I didn't plan that very well. Or maybe I'll put it out here and then put a filter there and route it down and up. Somehow I'm going to have an ender chest that connects to this, and it will either be able to go this way or up and across here. Each one of these pneumatic tubes work. An item in the pneumatic tube will it will try and find the closest inventory that can accept the item that it's transporting. And in the case of barrels, that works out really well because each inventory can hold one item and one item only. So it's only got one place to go, so it goes to that place. So it will go either the top or the bottom, route all in here, around here, covers prevent it from crossing, through here, around this way, around this side, all the way down here, all the way over, both sides. And if it still can't find anything, it will come out here and go down and end up in this chest. So that should something get put in the sorting system that shouldn't, it'll always just be in this chest and I won't lose it. And eventually when I get some more diamonds, I'll probably upgrade that to a diamond chest, just to be on the safe side. Pneumatic tubes don't usually lose items, but they can. So unfortunately, I went ahead and made a couple things before I figured out that we were not recording. And those are actually right here. 2 ender chests. So I made a couple ender chests. The recipe for an ender chest is pretty easy. Blaze rods, obsidian, chest, ender pearl, and wool. Remember, if you don't have ender pearls, a minium stone and 4 iron gets you an ender pearl. I happen to have just enough, 3. Obsidian can be gotten with a minium stone and 2 logs, not planks, but wood logs. Wool, well, wool is wool. You gotta get wool. And blaze rods, I was lucky enough, I actually have found a fortress in the Nether, and there was a great little room with blazes where they are already blocked off on all sides except the entrance, so I went ahead and blocked the entrance off so that I have a little nice way to kill them. But I didn't really get any from there. I had those little blaze powders left from when I was in the desert, and I found the fire flower, or cinder flower I think they're called, and they drop blaze powders. And a minium stone and 2 blaze powders makes a blaze rod. So you get 2 blaze powders make 1 blaze rod. But if you pulverize a blaze rod, you end up with 4 blaze powders. So I took, I only had 13 blaze powders, so I could only get 6 blaze rods, but my 6 blaze rods then turned into 24 blaze powder, so then I could make 12 blaze rods, and then I went ahead and pulverized another 4 to get those 16 that you see in this chest over here, which I should probably stop looking at. And just, oh, you also have a chance to get sulfur, which isn't super useful for us right now, but maybe in the future that'll be handy. So let me put those over there. And actually that shouldn't be there because it's not really a plant deal. It's actually, it should probably be in the mob drop section. But the amber shouldn't. So that was how we got all of those materials. Really, you know, pretty easy. I mean, most of it was, hey, I've got a minium stone, how about I use it? That thing's pretty handy. Equivalent exchange, not nearly as broken as it used to be. Now it's just really handy. So that's pretty awesome. Like candy stuff. So that was how we got our ender chest. Now I just need to go ahead and make an ender pouch. And that's going to be some leather. This little gadget, super happy I built this. Except of course when I forget that leather is going to be in my animal drops chest, which I should probably stop having super far away from my crafting area. So someday soon I'm going to have to move that. While I'm doing this, an alternative to these little bags that I thought about making are the miner's backpacks and adventurer's backpacks that hold specific things. I think this playthrough, I'm actually just going to stick with the generic canvas bags with different colors rather than the ones that are sort of specific, and they have some really cool function and everything, and I've used them, but oftentimes I will find that they're a little bit difficult to work with when you're trying to build things in your base and you're hauling up, you know, like, oh, I need to break through the floor to get down here, and then you go to replace the floor. So there's my ender pouch. You go to replace your floor and you can't find it. Well, it's because it got sucked up into that backpack, because that's what it does. So they're cool for some things, but sometimes they're annoying, so I'm going to see what happens if I don't use them this time. Okay, so I have an ender pouch and I have 2 ender chests. So what we're going to do now is, oh, well, one thing we're going to do is I did get some carrots, and I farmed the carrots and then turned them into golden carrots and golden apple, and made this, and that's going to get me a breeder. And we've talked before, the breeder is what's going to let me start to do the animals. So that's pretty cool, and that's over there, and we'll get to that. But I wanted to show making that on camera before I went ahead and did it. That's the pneumatic tube recipe. It's a glass and some brass. So that was how we made all of those. I made that off camera as well. And then this is a sorting machine. So a filter, which we made before, a couple red dope wafers, and a blue alloy ingot. That gets us a sorting machine, and that's going to be important, and we're going to need it, because that's what's going to pull items out of our ender chest and start to put them into our system. And right now, we don't even really need a sorting machine. We sort of do, but we also sort of don't. The only thing that we don't have... Ooh, you know what? Yeah, we're not going to have an ender chest here. That's right. I have to have an area to pulverize and whatnot, and then route back into the system. Ha-ha. Huh. Alright, so I'm going to have to rework this little area just a little bit. Yeah, so let me think about how I'm going to do that, and then gather some more materials, and then I will be back. Alright, so we're making some various items. I'm trying to make some relays. And to do that I need a transposer, so I thought I would, really quick, I remember to actually make it on screen instead of not. So it's pretty simple. We just need a couple transposers. Now to make this we also need a buffer. Oops, some iron bars. I don't know if I have iron bars. Iron bars. I don't know. I was almost certain that at some point I made iron bars for something. Well, while we're here, so this is the recipe for solar panel. It's a blue alloy ingot and 8 blue dope wafers. So there's my solar panel. And over here, 3 blue alloy ingots and 6 wool gets us some blue alloy wire. So we'll just get 24 of those just to make it easy. What was it that I needed? Ah, iron bars, yes. And I should have iron. 16 is enough. I think I must have made some and then used it, maybe. Alright, so we need some wood, some iron, we're going to need 2 buffers, and we need all of that to just make a relay, which is going to be a buffer, a transposer, and I just put the recipe in there. Some iron, red doped wafer, and some wood. And that's going to get us 2 relays. And we also need, I don't believe I have, I do have 1 filter, so I need to make 1 more filter. Do I need to make 1 more filter? Or do I need to make 3 filters? How am I going to pulse my filters? Alright, I have some stuff to figure out, so I'll be back. Alright, so we've got the beginnings of how this is all going to work. So, I guess let me start down here. So what we've got is our sorting machine is going to be there, and it will sort things down this way. And at this point I'm going to color this so that only the things I want to come through this array will come through this pipe. Everything else will just go that way. So they will come through here, and then the pneumatic tubes are intelligent in that they will send things to the nearest adjacent inventory, or nearest inventory that can accept it. So in this case, not only can this pulverizer accept it, but each of these relays can also accept it. And they can accept from the side. And what relays do is things go into their inventory, and they automatically export them through the stone side to an adjacent inventory. So pneumatic tubes will, and pneumatic tubes also logically distribute items. So it will logically distribute incoming items across these 3 receptacles. And then the pulverizers will pulverize, and the powered furnaces will furnace. I need a couple buildcraft pipes here to go to this relay. This is a fairly standard setup. If you read an article about how to make a sorting system and everything, this is sort of a very good way. These 3 and 3, I don't need that yet because I don't really have that kind of an input, but I'm building it, and I'd rather just build it once and not have to open all this up and expand it. But this will handle quarries and all that kind of stuff. So we're building all this now so that we don't have to redo it in the future. So 2 buildcraft pipes that I'm going to have to install. Keep in mind the powered furnaces auto eject, so you do not need wooden. You can use golden or just regular stone or cobble. And then the relay will auto eject the furnace ingots out into this tube. And then we go, I don't know if I can get there from here. Let me go upstairs. Then what we have is, drop down here, so this tube over there that I'm pointing at is the ingot tube, and the tube I'm on is everything that's not going through the pulverizer furnace array. And they run separated, they run side by side, separated by covers. And so this one is going to run over here, and is going to run, runs up here and across and winds around and all of that. Whereas this top one goes through the top center. And I think what I'll probably end up doing is maybe removing one of these barrels and then connecting. That's interesting. I wonder how I'm going to do that. Now this has screwed my routing all up. So I'm not quite certain how I'm going to do that now. So I'll have to figure that out as well. Generally I have found, well, they go to the nearest inventory. Maybe that'll work if they can go up there and around. I'm not certain. I've tried stuff like that in the past, and it hasn't worked very well. But it should. But anyway, it'll go straight through and all the way over here to my chest. And then we just separated with some more covers to make that work. And then there is a solar panel, the one that I built last episode, is up on the roof. You can sort of see the edge right where my pointer is. And the blue electric cable comes down through there, comes all the way down here, through there, and then runs on top of the cover that's over this the ingot pneumatic tube, over to here, and it needs to get over to my sorting machine. So what I should have done is not jumped off that. Let's see here. Let's do one more. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and put a cover on that. And then grab the blue electric. And blue electric is neat. It can go right on walls. And so it's going to go... How to get it to join to that without losing... Well, those are supposed to jump on the thing. There we go. Those are going to sit on the ground, so if the one beneath it is gone, I don't think that's going to know. And it connects in, and this now is going to start receiving power. Even though it's night out, it still, I think, produces like 1 power. And this doesn't need much. So there we go. It's going to generate way more than enough power to power the sorting machine. I think when the sun's out, it generates like 2 or 3, and the sorting machine needs like a half of power. Oh, and you can see it actually is decreasing. You know, I might need... Yeah, I'm going to need to make another machine. I'll be back. Alright, so we're going to make a battery box, which is going to hold blue electric power. So the first thing we need are 4 BT batteries. That's 6 nickelite, 2 copper, and a tin. So 4 of those. And then we need a wooden plank. Our 4 batteries. You know, is that tin or iron? That's iron. Iron. What was it? Oh, blue alloy. And that gives us a battery box, which does the same thing as pretty much every other battery box. It stores power. So we're going to see if we can put that right there. And then that should have connected to it. Maybe if we do this. There we go. And now this should start to fill, which will keep that filled. The way Blue Electric, it sort of evens out across the whole system. So now that we have this new thing in here, it will even out power that was in the sorting system to the battery. But that should keep us going even during the night. It should. This should keep the system running once we have a good day cycle and it gets all juiced up. That should keep that going. What else are we missing here? Ah, I know. We need to make yeah, that's where my tin is. We need to make paint. And what we really want is a paintbrush. And the brush just goes with whatever paint color you make it, makes that paint. So really I need to know, you make this, I need to know how to make it. That's tin plates. How do you make a tin plate? You make it with tin and iron in an alloy furnace. So let me grab 2 tin, how much is it? So that makes 4, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 2 of these to happen. So I need 2 tin and 4 iron. So there's my 2 tin, my 4 iron. I'm going over here. First I'm going to drop off my blue electric wire. I'm going to take these out, drop those off. Put those in, and in a second we will have our tin plates for, and how do you make a paintbrush? A stick and some wool. I think we have, oh yeah, wool. 4 string gets you wool. That's always good to know. Because what do I have a lot of? String. Alright. There we go. That's going to get us 3 paint cans. Now I just need a couple flax seeds, 2 flax seeds, and then what color do I want to make this? How about indigo? Do I have some indigo dye in there? I thought for sure I had some dye. Not that it really matters to burn up my plants, but if I've already got it, might as well use it. Do I really not? Man, I could have sworn I did. Well, good thing I hung on to that. Get some indigo dye. Let's come back here. That's going to be a paint can, 2 flax seeds, and a dye. That gets us a blue paint can. Now we need, let's put that back, a stick, and one back over here, and a stick, some wool, paintbrush, and some blue paint gets me a blue paintbrush. And notice that my blue paint can is still there, it just has been damaged slightly. Good to know. So the way that works is that we come back over here, and we say this is now blue. So, let's throw this in here. Now, when we set this, we want that mode where it can take, there's a bunch of different modes. So this mode means it can take anything from any of these slots it wants. And what we want to do is say blue, I think that's blue. We'll set, actually I need 2 rows. I think it's quicker to go backwards. Left click goes forward, right click goes backwards. But I think blue's at the end. So now what we need is just all the ingots, or all the ores that we want to go through the powered furnaces and everything down there. We will put in those 2 rows, and then we will set it to, it can pulse itself and pull things out. And so we will set it to that, put an ender chest on top, and we will have ourselves a sorting system as soon as I sort these pipes out. So that's going to be the goal next. I need to get example ores, and then I need to sort some pipes out, and that'll be a sorting system made. So I will be back when that is accomplished. Alright, welcome back. So, what I have ended up doing is sort of pre-formatting all of my barrels. So I have a lot of the stuff in barrels that I'll be digging up or have already dug up. And then anything that I didn't have room for, I just went ahead and threw a piece of stone in there to invalidate it as a destination inventory for the logic that runs the pipes. So basically the pipes won't try and put stuff in here if it's further down. Because what would happen is, like let's say I throw some soul sand in there, the soul sand wouldn't, the pipes wouldn't say, oh well there is an inventory for soul sand over here. What they say is, where's the first place I can put soul sand? So if one of these barrels up here is empty, it would come to here and say, bam, I can go right here. So now what we've done is we've said, nope, none of these inventories can accept soul sand, and none of the inventories along here can accept soul sand until you get to the barrel that can. So that's where it goes. Let's see. So there's that. I did some testing in a creative world, and I figured out that I do not need that second pipe up to there. I think the problem I had in some other worlds when I set up a sorting system is I decided, you know what I'll do is I'll just throw a bunch of my stuff in the sorting system and let it go to barrels, because the first item through will go to the first available inventory and fill it with that item. Well then, theoretically, the next time one of those items goes through, it should still be the first available inventory. But that doesn't always seem to necessarily work that way. So I had to change it around, and I think it's because like I said, the logic works on where's the first place I can put this, not where's the first place I can put this that I'm supposed to put this. So, you know, if these all fill up, and these do not, and copper is down here, eventually, well, yeah, you know, I don't know why it did that, but it did, regardless. But what I figured out was if you just dedicate the barrels first, it works fine with one tube coming up. So that's what we have. And then the sorting machine, oop, that's the battery box. So there's the sorting machine, and we have all these different ores in here. So most of these ores I've been saving up. If you're thinking to yourself, hey, it's about time to start a sorting machine, when you're going out and mining, make sure you save back one of each ore, unless you really, really, really need it. Because you're going to need them to be able to format this. One thing to look out for, you'll notice this tin is called tin ore, and this is also tin ore. But those numbers next to it are the ID in Forge for that specific thing. So that is tin ore, and its ID is 2001-1. This tin ore is 249-2. So those are two separate things, and Forge recognizes... Forge is like the thing behind the scenes that all of these mods sort of tie into and use to identify their blocks. So it thinks there are two different tin ores. Now they both work in recipes, and they both do the same thing. But the difference is they're treated as two separate blocks. So if you only have one of these tin ores in here, the other one going through your sorting machine, it won't route it where you want. It will think that it's not included. So you do have to include both. So I had most of these. I had to go out and I did some mining, and I think I had to get like I think the ferrous and the gold and one of the coppers I had to go get. Regardless, I think I have them all now. We'll see. And what you'll notice is down there is our blue pipe, and on here, down here, I've coated them blue. So what that means is when this sorting machine pulls from the ender chest up here, anything that's in these two rows, it will send down only the blue pipe. So it will go this way instead of the uncolored pipe that goes out that way. So it also will not, things that are not blue won't go down that pipe if they have another color. So you put it in this mode. This mode pulls with the routing, and it can pull whole stacks. So any of the items you put in here, if you use, you can also set it where I could put like a specific number of these things, and it would pull that many out each time. But I just did whole stack. Basically, I just want it to pull everything it can out of there. This makes it continuously pulse itself. So anytime there's stuff in there, it will just immediately start to pull it out, and it will pull whole stacks out. And if it's in these two rows, it will color it blue and send it through the system. So those will go down there to the pulverizing, furnacing array. If it's not in these two rows, it will color it white. That stops it from going down the blue line. So if it can't go down the blue line, it has to go down the other path, and it just gets routed straight in. So later, if there are other things that I want to do with, like some of these other materials that I have, the galena and the bauxite and the monazite and that kind of stuff, you need some other Gregtech equipment to run those really. So once I have sort of the industrial centrifuge and the industrial electrolyzer and all that kind of stuff up, what I can do is put another sorting system in line, a sorting machine in line, have it dump to a chest, and then have a sorting machine sort that out into some additionally colored tubes. So what we're going to do for now, and this does work, I've tested it out, let's see. What do I have here? Some cobblestone? Sure, let's throw some cobblestone in there. So that's going to go in there, and then what we're going to see is it's going to send it out. There. Okay, so we've done, well, I tried to do some recording, and recorded some explanation, and then realized I didn't have space for that file, so I had to move stuff off to another hard drive, so we lost a bit of stuff, but I'll run through it real quick. Now that we have an industrial electrolyzer, and it's going away and getting us some tiny piles of titanium, ooh, I'm going to need some more bauxite. Now that it's doing that, we need an industrial blast furnace, and that's going to go over here. A little lag there. Over here, and again, like the electrolyzer, it needs an MFE with dedicated power, in my opinion, because it also has the, if it's going through a recipe and it loses its required power, it will start the recipe over, and that's sort of annoying. It's also a multi-block structure, so it's going to require some machine casings and a control panel. The control panel I already made because I thought I was recording. And it's not very hard. There's some Copernical heating coils, called that because they are copper and nickel. That is just 4 nickel in the corners and 4 copper and across. In a rolling machine gets you 3. Of course, you need 4, so you have to do that twice. A couple electronic circuits in the top, an advanced machine block, which is not that. An advanced machine block, which is just a regular machine block, a couple advanced alloys, and a couple of carbon plates, which we've all made before. And then a couple induction furnaces, which are kind of a pain, but not too bad. And that gets you what's called an industrial blast furnace, but it's not really an industrial blast furnace, it's just the control box. You need these standard machine casings. There are 3 different machine casings you can make. Each machine casing is more more heat that it can generate to smelt higher level things. For what we're going to make, which is the titanium, the regular old standard is just fine. And I ran out a little bit and had to go mine and get some more redstone, because it does require a ton of circuits. You can see for 4 machine casings, you need a machine block, which is in itself 8 refined iron, plus another 6 refined iron. So every 4 machine casings are 14 refined iron, plus 2 electronic circuits, which is another 2 refined iron. So that's 16 refined iron for 4 of the machine casings, plus 4 more redstone and some copper wire. This is, I think, all the redstone I have. There's 1 there just to keep the thing filled. I don't think I have any in here. Nope. And the only other place I might have some is over here. No. Nope. Yeah, that's all the redstone I have in the world. So we're gonna have to go mine. I had to mine to get that. So we're running a little low, but hopefully what we're doing will help us to mine. And again, this makes 4 per, and unfortunately you need, I believe you need 34 machine casing blocks. So that's slightly annoying that you need 34 of them. I am going to need another bucket. Is what I'm going to need. Alright. Just getting ready to make this thing now. So the way you make it is you make a 3x3x4 cube so that the center 2 things are empty. And you can get a better machine, if it's more efficient, if you fill the emptiness with lava. So what we're going to end up with is, let's put that there. So the base is a 3x3, and you can see it joins the textures. And then this level, we're going to leave this, the corners are going to be filled in. In fact, I'm going to fill that one now because it's kind of annoying. And then we're going to fill this gap with lava. And then we're going to do sort of the same thing on this level and fill this gap with lava. And then go ahead and cap the machine off. There. And that should get us the required number of blocks. And then we're just going to take the blast furnace control panel, and it does need to be positioned. It does also, ooh, you know what? It does need to be, crap. Alright. It has to be in the center block of the bottom. So I probably should have set this one over, or set this over here. Regardless, what I'm going to need is a piece of, to be on the safe side, glass fiber cable, and that's going to be a diamond. Luckily I'm not super strapped for diamonds, because I'm, yeah, that's, no wait, I need 1 diamond, put the rest back. No glass, I need some glass here. Alright. And I'm going to have to use more of my redstone, which I did not want to do. But a lot of you probably already know what I'm going to get, and you'll know it's going to help me with my mining. So what we're going to do is go ahead, and if we look in this now, we can see it has a heat capacity of 1520, which is good. Right here, this is showing you the outline, and it's showing you it registers that there's a top. It registers there's a next level with lava in the middle, a next level of lava, and the bottom level with the control panel in the right place, but it doesn't have any power yet. So we're going to do that, and that should be good. That should make it ready to function. Put that stuff back, put those back. Okay. Let me gather some stuff, and then I will be back. Alright, so I had to go, I think I did it on camera, but I had thrown all of my bauxite in here to get pulverized, and I just went and grabbed some more. I grabbed all of it. So we're putting some more in there and making that. I have plenty of bauxite dust. That stuff grinds up quite nicely, so let me throw all of this in here, because I certainly don't want it. How are we doing as far as our storage goes? Oh, still haven't even touched the bottom one, so we're doing good as far as that goes. And this is going to continue to make us more, but in the meantime... Ah, crap, I'm going to need... Oh wait, no, we should be good. So 4 tiny piles of titanium dust give us a thing of titanium dust, and that's important. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 of those, come back to my blast furnace, and if everything was done correctly, I should be able to put that in there, and it's going to go ahead, and it'll take a while, but it's going to smelt that up for me and make some titanium. So in the meantime, what I want to make is a mining drill. And that's going to be a battery and some steel. Do I have 5 steel? I have some steel from the chest at the beginning. Apparently, oh, you know what? I put it in, I put it over here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make a regular blast furnace, I think. Maybe the industrial can do that. I don't know. Steel. I do have it. I thought there was a reason that I didn't make a blast furnace yet, because I didn't need it. Wait. So if you shift and punch, you get 1 at a time. So there's my 5 steel. Where is this? 5 steel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need another electronic circuit. So let me get this. Combine that. That's going to be, obviously, we make a lot of electronic circuits. One of the things I should point out that I might actually do for some of these, if you put a piece of paper here with that piece of paper is going to, well, you know what? Let me just show you. Do I have paper in here? No. My plant stuff is up in the front, so I still haven't moved it back. Paper. There we go. And there's our lag from water that I still haven't moved, even though it annoys me every time. So if I put a piece of paper in there, isn't that how that works? It's not how it works. Do I put the paper in first? You know, I don't remember how to do that now. Well, I'll figure that out and show you. Actually, let me figure that out and I'll show you right now. I'll be back. Okay, so what you have to... Where did it go? There it is. What you have to do is if you take paper and indigo dye, that gets you blank plans. Then if you take the blank plan and you set it into here, you can go ahead and write that as a plan, and then you don't even need this stuff in there. You just take the plan, set it in there, it automatically knows what that was, and you can go ahead and pull the various things out. Didn't I need more than one? Oh, I guess I only needed one. So then I need a battery. Battery. 2 redstone, a couple tin. And 2 more redstone. So tin. 4 tin. I might have to come and grab some tin. Tin? Yeah. So there's my extra tin. Tin. Redstone, and battery. Now, we just need, let's see, it was a battery, a circuit, and 5 steel. Yeah, so there's our mining drill. So we take that, and that's very cool, but what we really want is a diamond drill. And to make the diamond drill, we're going to need 3 diamonds. Ooh, we're going to need an advanced circuit. So let's put this there. 3 diamonds. And we're going to need this advanced circuit, which means we're going to need another electronic circuit. So let me get this. Actually put these away for now. Put that stuff in there. There's my electronic circuit. Ooh, I don't have enough. Just throw some of that in there and grab a couple of those. Put this back, and then the advanced is going to be... Actually, I want to take this and turn around. Somewhere I thought I had made these recently. Oh, right here. And that's going to be, I believe, glowstone and lapis and redstone. Yep. There's my advanced circuit. So, advanced circuit, mining drill, diamond, and then we need 2 titanium, which is why we built the electrolyzer and why we built the blast furnace, so that we could get 2 titanium ingots. It's the only way. You have to electrolyze the bauxite and then blast the tiny piles, or combine the tiny piles into a dust and then smelt it into an ingot, and that gets you a diamond drill, which is very cool. You'll notice it takes EU, so when we come over here to our MFE and throw it in, it's going to go ahead and charge it up. What I'm going to do is come over here. I already made, for the vibration catalyst, I already went ahead and made the lap pack. So we're going to go ahead and put that on, because we're going to go mining. Come back here to get our fully charged diamond drill. And the diamond drill does really, really well on anything the shovel or the pickaxe does. So those are both fairly important. Let me put that stuff away. Let me go ahead and put this there. So that also frees up some of our space, which is really handy. Now, I don't think I have an extra sword. I do not. So what do I not need? I don't really need to have liquiducts on me. Yeah, that's pretty much... Oh, and I don't need to have fences on me, or wheat. I don't need a bow because I have no arrows. These timers can probably go. I am going to need some steak. Alright, so let me throw these in there. And then let me grab some steak out of here. And then we will head downstairs. Whee! Alright. So, I've got... This is one of the places I've been mining. This is the place that I have been actually mining instead of doing caves, and I found 2 separate underground mines, like abandoned mines. So, I've been in those a lot. It looks like there might be something over this way as well. So, when we start to mine with this, you can see, look, it goes very quickly. I don't think I've shown, even when you're doing ores, super quick. But you'll notice, all I did was mine straight down here and mine a couple iron, and we'll look, and the diamond drill is still completely full, because it's pulling straight from my lap pack. And you can see out of the 30,000, we've already used, what, 1,200 just on a couple blocks. So you definitely need to have, I recommend a lap pack if you're going to use the diamond drill. It's not that hard. By the time you can make a diamond drill, you should easily be able to make a lap pack. Gregtech is a little annoying simply because it takes so long to get this diamond drill. It is really helpful, and you do have to do a lot of manual mining. But, you know, hey, that's Gregtech. It's sort of annoying and kind of a pain in the butt, but that's the mod. And I don't necessarily agree with some of the electronic difficulties that they make, but again, hey, I didn't program the thing. If I did, maybe I'd do something different, but until I do, he can do whatever he wants because he programmed it. I'm just going to use it. So we're just making this tunnel. I'm going to do, when I'm doing my manual mining, I prefer what's called feather mining. And that's where you come to this block, and I'm just going to mine 5 down like that. That lets me see all of these different things. Like, I don't need to mine this row as well. Now I can see that there's a thing here, so I'm going to go ahead and mine this. And then I'm going to skip 2 blocks. That's a bad case because there happened to be ore there. Okay, so now that I've mined this out, I'm going to skip 2 blocks, and on this one I'm going to mine down. Now, why did I skip 2? Because when I mined this way, I could see everything in this row, When I mine this way, I can see everything in that row. Now, I could skip a third one because ores usually, if there was an ore in this block that I would not, well, let me just show you. 1, 2, 3. So instead of mining here, I'm going to mine here. The idea being, if there is an ore in this one, usually a vein is big enough that it's going to show up in one of the two next to it. Like, it'd be very rare that it would only be in this row. And the idea being, the times it is only in that row are so few that really you're efficient-wise not going to lose anything by missing those. I don't know. I do every 2 just because I just like to make sure. But you can do whatever you like. I do like the feather mining where you only mine out the top because it does feel much quicker and more efficient. But, your mileage may vary. Maybe you hate, well, I hate personally mining stuff too. But anyway, for now, that is this. I'm going to see if we can make one more thing, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look at my resources and see how that goes. So give me a second. Okay, so I just checked, and we're way over time I usually like to go. So that's going to be it. We'll have to make other things on another episode. I'm going to do some more mining. So until next time, this is the Average Gamer Guy. Have a good day!